Hello, welcome back. Today I wanted to talk about the Brandon Jacobson situation because I think it's quite an interesting situation. The GM Brandon Jacobson from America, he's posted about VSU, and this was it was an account that he was using. I believe that was the name of the account actually. So this account was coming online, and it was creating a lot of controversy because it was playing openings like A4. And then we go rook a3, and so basically after a4, e5, rook a3, the rook is hanging. Now I once played David Bronstein at the Charlton House. Right, this was David Bronstein, is former world chess challenger. He drew a match with Mikhail Botvinnik. Mikhail Botvinnik won the last game, which meant he tied. That meant he retained the title. It's a bit ridiculous, really. You should then have a playoff or something. But they didn't have playoffs back in that day. If you drew the match, you then win the. You then be world champion. So I played David, and I lost something like 5-1. And I was already quite a decent player, but he was an amazing player. You know, you could tell he had like a different level of talent. But I remember one game he played like a wing gambit. So wing gambit's like. So that's against the Sicilian. So you go e4, c5, b4, takes, and then a3. So he was doing this line, and then I was going like e6, and then he would go, or I would take on a3, take out the rook, and then he basically sat the rook for the bishop, and then beat me. So it's a little bit like that, but a worse version possibly, because already black is technically winning your exchange up. But he was beating strong players, so he was beating Daniel Naroditsky with this gambit. But Chess.com decided that they felt that these games were suspicious. They felt that they looked, you know, I don't know how that algorithm works, but he triggered their algorithm. And now his account's been closed. His main account has now been shadow banned as well. So here he says, "Hello Reddit, been a little while. I wanted to give an update on the situation with my Vihu's account closure. After my last post, I patiently awaited a response from Chess.com, and soon after I was sent an email from them asking to video chat and discuss the status of my account. Excitedly, I had anticipated a productive call and hopefully clarifying things if necessary and at least a step forward communication getting my account back. Well, unfortunately, not only did this not occur, but rather the opposite. Long short story, I was simply told I had conclusive evidence I'd violated their fair play policy without a shred of detail. Of course, Chess.com cannot reveal their anti-cheating algorithms, as cheaters would then figure out a way to circumvent it. However, I wasn't told which games moves when, how, absolutely nothing. And as utterly ridiculous as it sounds, I was continually asked to discuss their conclusion, asking for my thoughts of defence on anything I'd like the fair play team to know." He then goes on to say later on, "So that leaves me here with still no answers. Doesn't seem I'm going to get them anytime soon. While every streamer is making jokes about this, using this for content." I've not heard of that, but apparently he thinks that people are. "I've seen a lot of people say that this is just drama that will blow over. That is the case for you guys. For me, this is a major hit to grow for my chess career." I think he's quite a young guy actually. Being able to play against the very best players in the world is crucial for development. Not to mention the countless big prize tournaments that are missing out until this gets resolved. So I'm not quite clear what he means by countless big prize tournaments. Does he mean Title Tuesday? I mean, no disrespect to him, but I think he's a good player. He's a very strong player, much stronger than me over the board. He played actually the Hastings recently. I think he did fairly well. I think he started slow but then came back into it, but maybe the last couple of rounds weren't that great. I can't remember. I don't think I played him in that tournament. I think he lost to Shreyas Royal, but yeah, that was quite a tough game. Shreyas Royal is already a very strong player. He's beaten a couple of 2600s already at the Sharjah Masters that's going on at the moment. So Brandon's clearly a very good player. He's a very good young player. That's not up for debate. He's obviously very strong. He's GM strength. However, they think, you know, just because you're a GM, that doesn't mean that you weren't cheated. I'm not sure if he was cheated. But looking at the games, they did look a little bit suspicious, and I agree that I think some people said that you're not going to beat Naroditsky by playing rubbish openings, even if you've learned it. I feel like it's suspicious. He may well have been cheated. I don't know for certain. It's disappointing if he has been cheated, I would say. So yeah, I think he's a very good player, but whether I think his current rate is about 25.70, right? He may be a little bit better at blitz. His blitz is lower, his FIDE blitz is lower, but he hasn't played that much FIDE blitz. He might be a little bit better at blitz, but is he really realistically going to win some of those prize funds that he's talking about? I don't think I've got any chance of winning a title Tuesday, I'll be honest, or very little chance of winning a title Tuesday. Obviously, if you're good enough to win regular prizes in title Tuesday, like a Bjork or a Nakamura, I mean, yeah, Brandon is a good player. He's close to 2600 levels, so, and he's young as well, so he can still improve. So actually, yeah, he's probably got a much better chance than me. But it's still going to be tough for him to win a prize in something like title Tuesday, I would say. Most weeks he's not going to win a prize. So yeah, that is an important point. You know, we've seen this before, that in chess it's hard to make a living from chess. If your passion is chess, as it obviously is with Brandon, then obviously these kind of things where you're getting your account closed, which is the main, you know, like you said, chess.com is all close to being a monopoly on online chess, right? If you want to play money tournaments online, if you want to play good players online, you want to play the best players, you want to play against Nakamura, Carlsen, you know, Ferrugia, all these kind of people, you need to be on chess.com. However, what I would also say is that I think if they find people guilty, now I don't know how their algorithm works. I actually think they should be closing more people now, because every time I seem to play on Title Tuesday, there seem to be suspicious people. But maybe I'm just getting paranoid like Vladimir Kramnik. Also, I do think Kramnik as well gets a bad press. I think he's actually more tuned in than people realise. He's obviously like a strong GM, very strong GM, one of the best players in the world, has been for many years. So he knows he's former world chess champion, right? That says it all. So he knows the score, right? So therefore, you know, he's worked a lot with computers. He kind of suspects certain people are cheating online. He's never mentioned Brandon as far as I'm aware, but he suspects. And these people haven't been closed. However, Brandon has been closed. My personal feeling is, I think he just wanted to mess around. He just messed around. Right, this will be funny. I'll go online. I'll beat these people with this Vihu Su account. Whether he used the computer or not, I don't know. I couldn't say. I haven't got an algorithm myself. I played somebody the other day, Title Tuesday, and I felt that player was cheating. But I wasn't certain. I couldn't say for certain whether it was cheating. I just suspected that they were cheating. Because they just seemed to play so accurately at one point in the game. And it was an opening that I'd studied the other day. And I thought, well, it's just so random that they play this position so accurately. It's a sad situation, I think, online chess. But what I would say is, if somebody gets banned, I think they need to change the rules, because they're saying that if you apologise and say I won't do it again, you get 1 year banned. For me, that's not good enough. You're not protecting the people who are innocent, the people who aren't cheating. I think it should be like several year ban. It should be like a 3 year ban or a 5 year ban or a 10 year ban, or you just get banned for life. Right? Why not just ban these people for life? If you're genuinely certain in your approach, in your methods, if chess.com are genuinely confident in their methods, right, why aren't they just banning people for life? Now, I think there's several reasons they don't ban people for very long periods. And so they ban them for a year. You apologise, you come on. If you don't apologise, you can't come back on. The other thing they will do, they'll shadow ban you, so you won't have necessarily a red mark on your account. You could also have a red mark on your account, but you're not necessarily close to cheating either. I had an old account that had a red mark on it. I was like, well, you know. So when you Google my name, it comes up with an account where I closed it myself. It wasn't closed by chess.com as far as I'm aware. And, you know, it came back with a red mark. And I thought, well, you know, that makes me look like a cheat if somebody clicks on that forum, right? But Yeah, what was I lost my train of thought now. Yeah, so I think what was I talking about? Yeah, I'm getting dementia. Never mind cheating at chess, I'm getting dementia. But yeah, I think people should be banned for much longer. And yeah, I really lost my train of thought. What was I talking about? Yeah, it's quite scary. So the whole question of cheating at chess is a kind of a scary one, right? And you know, I think Brandon really should focus on over the board chess. You know, he needs to focus on. But yeah, sorry. Yeah, I was trying to talk about why they only ban people for. Yeah, so I think I've got early dementia because I keep forgetting stuff. Or certainly my memory is not what it was. So Brandon, like, if you're watching, you'll get to my age one day and you'll know what I mean, right? Or maybe you won't. Or maybe you won't have these memory problems when you're my age. I don't know. But yeah, I think the reason they don't ban people for very long periods is simple. It's like financial reasons, you know. If you ban, let's say Nakamura cheats. I don't think he does cheat, but let's say he got caught cheating, and Nakamura is a cash cow for them, right? Same with Hans Niemann to some extent. So Hans Niemann maybe not such a cash cow, but certainly Nakamura is a cash cow for chess.com. They don't want to ban him for 5 years. They don't want to ban GMs for 5 years because these people are the people that make the money, right? Because they lure other people into the site. I've always said that if you've got someone like a GM Joey who's on the site and he's played like thousands of games, they should pay GM Joey like $100 a month or something. You know, he's played so many games. Obviously, it's different. Like GM Joe was a guy that would play a lot on chess.com back when chess.com wasn't anything like as popular as it is now. Yeah, over the last 4 or 5 years, chess.com popularity has exploded, partly due to the pandemic. But I feel like back then they should have probably paid someone like GM Joey like $100 a month because he's played there every day. Like, you know, rather than just giving him a free account, chess.com are making absolute like thousands, millions, right, from people like off the back of someone like GM Joey. You know, off the back of someone like Brandon to some extent, right? He's luring people into the site. Why aren't they getting paid? You know, if you play on a poker site, you can make money from chess. You play on a chess site, there's only like 4 or 5 people like Nakamura, Carlson, so on, who are making regular money. You know, and Drake, and so people are like making decent money from playing online chess. So they don't want to have long bans for that reason. So basically, they want to encourage people to play. They want people on the site. The worry is if they ban them for longer, somebody else might create another site. You know, it's a business, right? Somebody else might create another site, and that person might go to that website. So let's have a look at some of the replies. It sounds like if you wanted the answers you decided, you'll need to contact a lawyer and figure out if you have any right to them. Does anyone still remember? Yeah, they talk about ChatGPT. There is no law requiring people or companies to be correct or fair in how they interact with you personally. Now, if chess.com came up with a statement saying Brandon Jacobson cheated, that could be something else. But not if they keep quiet, which is precisely why chess.com is very quiet about who they ban. So I'm curious, let's say Brandon is cheated, or had cheated. I do think that he possibly has cheated in this case, unfortunately. Why has he gone on Chess Reddit at all? You know, that is another question. Like, why is he bothered to go on Chess Reddit? You know, because if you were cheated, like, why would you bother? You just keep quiet about it, right? You wouldn't, like, draw attention to yourself. So that is a strange question. But I do believe their algorithm, the way I look at it, either their algorithm is wrong, or they or Brandon Jacobson's cheated. So I don't believe their algorithm is wrong. You know, I think that they should be banning more people for cheating. Or like I say, or Brandon is cheating. So it seems more likely that he's cheated. But again, why is he coming on like talking about it online? You know, that's a strange thing for me, because I think if you're a cheat, you wouldn't draw attention to yourself. Maybe it's like a double kind of, you know, it's like a, well, whatever you call it. Our cheat detection flagged your account as a cheat is not a full statement, even if you weren't cheating. Yeah, exactly. They basically just they protected themselves by saying, "Our cheat detection flagged you. Your account as a cheater." They didn't say he was a cheater. They said it flagged your account as a cheater. Is enough to get that tag and account closure, which would always never be probably false. Like a direct accusation of cheating. They're a private company. They can refuse to serve anyone for that reason. For that they went outside banning someone for being part of a protected group. It's not a monopoly. Lead chess exists. Ha ha. Are you serious? This issue will probably be a major part of even presidential policy platform. 1.1 million members on Chess Reddit. Impressive. This is the issue with the admit you cheated and we'll let you back on process. Would the actual cheaters be eager to say, yeah, okay, I cheated and get back on? You're basically, yeah, I agree with you. I completely agree with you. This comment should be like, I'm going to upvote that comment. You're basically rewarding the actual cheaters because they have no reason to not admit it, while the people who would fight back the most are the innocents. I totally agree. I think that they should be much stricter. If you've been caught cheating, I keep saying this, there need to be much longer bans, which would create a kind of a much stronger... At the moment, there's no, what's the word? Talk about this in like criminal law and stuff, but there's no kind of... You know what I mean? There's no like incentive not to cheat, right? I mean, I guess some people who cheat will go to the grave say they didn't. I have zero confidence chess.com is only banning cheaters. Well, actually, I disagree with that though. So the innocents are left. Well, there's very few innocents. I think that's the thing. I mean, it's mathematically proven that there will be some fools, but the vast majority of people they ban are correctly banned. So that is really the final word I want to say on this subject. What I want to do, if I won the Euro Millions, what I would do is then create a kind of website, right? So let's say I'm a billionaire. I won the Euro Millions and then I've gambled out on the Powerball or something like that, right? Suddenly I'm like a billionaire, right? Through winning the lottery, because obviously I'm not going to get it through my own means. And then what I would do is then I would create a kind of an online platform where people almost certainly could not cheat. You'd have people you'd have somebody in the room, like if you're like a top earner on one of my Title Tuesday kind of things, right, one of my money tournaments, you'd have somebody in the room watching you, right? You wouldn't be allowed to wear headphones, or they check you, they scan you with like a proper scanner to check you that you're not wearing any headphones, you're not got any butt plugs or anything like that. You're not got any kind of like Neuralink inserts into your body. I would make it as like strict as possible. And that would flush out any cheaters. So anybody on Title Tuesday who's regularly winning money, that someone like Kramnik suspects is a bit dodgy, right? That person would then... But I put up huge prize money as well. So I'd be like... First prize would be like 100,000 every week, right? I'd soon go bust. But I'd put up huge prize money, right? And that would flush out the cheaters because people are like, well, like Josper, well, how come you're not playing these Gormally tournaments? So, I don't want to play Gormally tournaments, But why aren't you playing them? 100,000. You're winning Title Tuesdays every week, and these are the same fields. Oh, I don't want to play. I don't want to play. Do you know what I mean? So I'd flush out all the cheats. Now, I'm not sure about Josper, but I did play him in a Lead Chess Money tournament, and I must admit, I felt that game was very suspicious. I felt at the time, I was certain that he was cheating, but again, might just be paranoia. But yeah, I think we can talk about this subject, but my personal feeling is Vihu Chess. I think he's actually creating a big stink. Now I think about it, I think he's creating a big stink to try and persuade them to let him back on. And I think they need to stonewall him because I genuinely believe if they think he cheated, and I think they do, they shouldn't let him back on. And in fact, I think they need to make the bans much longer, as I said. So that's my personal opinion. So it just occurred to me now that I think that's the reason he's doing all this on Chess Reddit, is to try and kind of persuade him to let him back on. You're not protecting those people who are innocent. If I'm playing on the chess.com, I don't want to play against Hans Niemann. Because Hans Niemann already admitted he cheated online. If I played against Hans Niemann, there's multiple accounts on chess.com. I will close as soon as I start the game, I will have bought the game. I should ban them. You can ban people. You can block them. I don't tend to block people. What I'll do is I'll have bought the game because I know I'm suspecting there's certain people on there I suspect are cheating. I don't want to play them. So anyway, that's what I think about all that, and I'm interested to see what your comments are about this Brandon Jacobson ongoing drama. Do you think he's innocent? I personally think that he's trying to employ the power of Reddit to try and get his account back, but I don't think he should have his account back. If they think he's cheated, I don't know whether he cheated. I just, you know, I don't have any algorithms myself. I hope he's a good player, like I say. He should really focus on over-the-board play some over-the-board tournaments. It's so expensive, though, to play over-the-board tournaments. He came over to Europe, you know, fair play. He came over to Europe, played in some way stitches. I think he won that tournament. It's incredible. He played Hastings, did well at Hastings. He's playing more over-the-board. Forget about online. Who cares about online chess anyway, right? Just play over-the-board tournaments and get better at over-the-board chess. That's what it's all about, you know. Forget about all this. So that's my advice to you, Brandon. Forget about over-the-board tournaments. And forget about online tournaments. So just focus on over the board. And if your money's struggling, just get a job. You know, I should have got out of chess years ago, and I regret it. And I'm stuck in chess, and like I've got no money. So yeah, it's tough. But good luck to Brandon anyway. Overall, you know, regardless of the cheating online, who gives a shit if people cheat online? There's people who do a lot worse. People murder, pillage, all that kind of stuff. Who gives a flying fuck if somebody cheats online? I couldn't care less. But I do think if you do play online, you need to be protected against cheating. So I recommend much longer bans for people who do cheat. Anyway, that is the video.